We should definitely try
Yes,
that.
Cindy, we will.
Oh, look, Miss Marion, your friends are back. Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Cindy was about to tell me something. What is it, Cindy?
Oh, I was just going to tell you about a problem that I had.
Oh, okay. Do you mind sharing it in front of our friends as well?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, here it is. I did something really bad.
Okay, what did you do?
I broke my big brother's camera, and then
Oh.
I lied about it, and he was really sad.
Oh, Cindy. Well, I think you should go back and tell your brother the truth. Tell him that you broke it.
Yeah, that's what I did. I
Okay.
told him the truth, and he forgave me. He's a really good brother.
He is a good brother. Then I don't see the problem. He forgave you.
Yes, he forgave me, but the bigger problem is I don't think God will ever forgive me like my brother did. It's not the first time I mess up. I mess up so many times in so many different ways. I don't think God will forgive me like my brother did.
Oh, now I understand your problem. Well, friends and Cindy, would you love to hear a Bible story with me? I think that Bible story will have an answer to your problem.
Okay.
Okay, so this Bible story comes, let me grab my Bible, comes from the New Testament, from the book of Luke,
Okay.
chapter 15. And it's a parable that Jesus said. Do you know what a parable is, Cindy?
Yes, a parable is a short story that Jesus would tell others to teach them lessons.
Exactly. And this story that Jesus said talks about a very rich man. This man had so many land, and he had servants working for him. He had a farm, and he had 2 sons. One day, his youngest son told him, "Dad, would you give me my share of all the money? I don't want to stay here in your house anymore." And so the dad divided the money between him and his brother, and he gave him his share of the money.
Okay.
And then this son took all the money and he set off to a very far land.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, he spent all his money on things he didn't really need.
Mm-hmm.
Soon enough, he had no money,
Oh, no.
and it got worse. A
Oh, dear.
famine came to this country. There was very few food for people to eat.
Oh, dear.
And so he lost his money, he had no place to stay in, and he was in a miserable situation. Well, he had to find himself a job. And guess what job he found?
What?
He had to work in a little small farm feeding pigs.
Ew.
And because he had no food and he was paid very little, well, he ended up eating from the food that he fed to those pigs.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I know. He found himself in a very bad situation, and he thought, well, maybe if I go back to my father's house and make a deal with my dad to let me stay in the house and work as a servant. The servants in my father's house have better food than what I have now. They have better clothes, and they have a better place to stay in than what I'm at right now. And so he decided to do this. So he started traveling all the way back to his father's house.
Uh-huh.
And Cindy, what do you think his father did when he saw his son coming back home?
The father didn't forgive him, and the father was so mad at him.
No. Can you have another guess?
Okay. The father made him work as a servant, but he was still mad at him and never forgave him.
Well, how about we read this Bible from read this part from the Bible.
Okay.
Well, while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him.
Wow.
Well, the son said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But guess what, Cindy? The father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Bring the biggest ring and put it on his fingers. Put some sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate, because my son was dead and now he's alive again. He He was lost and now he's found, and he began to celebrate. Isn't that amazing thing that the father did?
Wow, I don't believe it. The father forgave him and they celebrated that his son returned. That's amazing.
It is amazing. And do you know why Jesus told this particular story? Because
Why?
this father is exactly showing us what God is doing with us. We should never be afraid to ask for forgiveness from God, because the Bible tells us God will always forgive us. He will look into our hearts and see if we're truly, truly honest about what we did and what we messed up with. He's going to forgive us. And so, Cindy, I think if you just go and tell God about what you did, just pray to him and talk to him and tell him, God, I messed up. And I mess up so many times. And I go to God and tell him, this is how I messed up today. Will you, God, forgive me? And ask for his help that you won't do this again. Tell him, God, will you help me that I never do this sin again? And he will. He will forgive you and he will help you. This is how amazing God is.
Wow.
Did that make you feel better, Cindy?
Yes, now I know that God always forgives, no matter what.
Well, friends, I hope you always remember that. Always go to God and ask for forgiveness. Don't be afraid to do it. He's a loving and a caring Father, and he will for surely forgive us for all our sins. Well, I guess we'll see our friends another time. We'll say bye, Cindy, for now. Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.